So it's Sean Sell with my Guys Remodeling, and we're just leaving a neighborhood where we've been taking a look at a project that's really a pretty sad testament to everything that's wrong with the home improvement industry. Here I have a case of a customer or homeowner that are a delightful young family. They've got 3 small children, 1 more on the way. They buy a cool old house built in 1968 in downtown Apex, North Carolina, the peak of good living. And they do a lot of kitchens and bathrooms and room additions, but they don't deal much with replacement windows, doors, siding, and boxing, eaves, and overhangs, and the types of things that we work with. So they're thinking, well, we're in the business, obviously, we don't need to bring in like a professional exterior home improvement company. We can handle this on our own, right? And naturally, that's what they started doing. They go and figure out what their material package is supposed to be and what they want to use and how they want things done. And they get there, and the counter person says, "Hey, you realize that the supply company also now can provide labor for an additional fee." And they said, "No, we had no idea you guys could do that." "Yeah, and we sure can save you some money, and you can get it all in one place." And they're thinking, well, of course, that's what they're going to do, because why wouldn't they, right? And then what ended up happening was the supplier, as is so often the case, subcontracts the project out to some exterior remodeling company or siding guys or whatever, and they come out and they start doing the project, and it's far more advanced. There's far more detailed work. There's a whole lot more just sort of head scratching and chewing on the end of a carpenter's pencil that needs to be done than the exterior labor guys were expecting to do. So now they're in this tug of war back and forth about why the job looks so terribly done, when they're going to come back and fix it. Are they going to send somebody else to fix it? Because the first group they sent clearly doesn't have the ability, training, or talent to do it right, or they would have in the first place. And of course, the supplier has already paid the workers to come out and swing the hammers, so they're trying to make these workers come back and do it all for free. Well, the workers aren't going to do that, because they say, well, you misrepresented what the project looked like as far as what would be expected of us, and as such, we spent way more time out there than we thought we were gonna, and we're not willing to go back unless you're willing to pay us more money. In the meantime, this poor family is stuck in the middle. It's this guy's fault, it's that guy's fault. People are threatening to throw mechanics liens on their house for not payment. Homeowner doesn't feel like they should pay for shoddy work. The supplier doesn't feel like they should be responsible for the shoddy work because the company that they subcontracted to, they say, should make good on it. And in the meantime, they've got 3 little kids and a yard full of nails, and the house just looks awful. And of course, everybody in the neighborhood knows they're in the business. And now they're all talking amongst each other, no doubt, at barbecues and whatnot, like, boy, I sure can't believe how bad so-and-so's house turned out. Can you? It's a terrible thing. And that's what's so tough about this business, is that You would think that with their kind of experience and background, and I've known this couple through home shows and just friendly conversation. I've referred them a ton of kitchen and bathroom work. They've referred me a ton of siding work. I've known them for at least 10 years. I knew them before they had any kids. And you would think that they would be pretty well positioned to end up with a pretty good outcome, as it's regarding exterior work, even though it's a little bit out of their wheelhouse. And they're just stuck, totally stuck. It's just gross, man. I hate that with the home improvement industry, like, people expect it to stink. They expect it to be a bad experience. They expect it to be problematic through and through. You're spending the kind of money that you can buy a car, sometimes a really nice car. We're driving by Jaguar and Land Rover of Cary right now. Spending those kinds of dollars on a project. You spend that same money on a car, you don't expect there to be cigarette ashes in the ashtrays. You don't expect there to be bird poop on the mirrors. But in the home improvement industry, it's like you just expect that it's gonna be crappy. You're gonna end up so it's not a question of whether or not you can find somebody good. All too often, people find themselves in a position where, much like a presidential election, in my opinion, they have to ask themselves, who's gonna suck the least? It's terrible. I feel bad for those kids. Anyway, I'm Sean. My Guys Remodeling. They're keeping me busy.